Excalibur. About to go back to the room and load some footage and then get ready to go home. I got an early morning flight back to the town, so we try to get like 3 hours of sleep. So with that being said, I gotta give Anyway credit. I gotta give him all the credit in the world. Monster performance. He got dropped, and I'm gonna tell you something. He was seriously hurt. I know people want to make light of it, but had Cardenas had like 30 more seconds, who knows what would have happened. But he's been dropped before, so there are some vulnerabilities that you can exploit in a monster. But at the end of the day, one thing about him, he didn't go into retreat mode. He continued to come forward, and what he did was he took away that hook, and then and then also he was using his range with the jab and stuff, and he got caught a couple of times. There were a segment in the fight, I can't remember what round it was, where Cardenas like switched on him when he had him against the ropes, and it looked like he was doing some damage to Anyway again. But at the end of the day, Anyway won. This is why he's considered a pound-for-pound fighter. I don't consider him the pound-for-pound fighter. I still got Bud as number one. That is just how I feel, and can't nobody change my mind. So, and I'm not about to argue with nobody about it. But like I said before, it was a great performance. The attendance for tonight's fight was 8,000 and some change. But, he's basically, building himself in the U.S. and the States. With that performance, I think more people will come out to see him. And like I said before, it was a great way to close the weekend, where you had fights on Friday, you had fights on Saturday, and then you had a fight on Sunday. They should try to find a way to do this on a regular basis. They should try to do this, when the NFL is not going and when the NBA is not going. I think they can find some common ground. So basically, I just think they should try this more often. But, at the end of the day, it was a great performance. He did his thing. I was very impressed with what I saw. He showed heart. When he got dropped, he didn't retreat. He continued to press the action, continued to come forward, using that jab, using great body shots, and blistering combinations. I don't think you can compare him to Pacquiao. He isn't as off balance as Pacquiao. Pacquiao would be so off balance when he'd be throwing and landing them punches. I'm just surprised that Pacquiao never got knocked out more than what he did. But like I said before, it was a great performance. He did his thing. I have nothing bad to say about him, So I think he's going to be thinking about that punch, though, because I'm talking about my man was hurt. So there you have it. But anyway, this is your boy Tay, and I'm out.